Okay. Welcome back, everyone, to our second podcast. We're going to be talking about a few things, and as you can see, the job action trailer.
Yes.
Episode
2.
Yes, episode 2. DPS check podcast.
DPS check podcast, right.
Yeah,
we got it right. Yeah,
we got it right this time. God damn it. I can't believe it.
Alright. So today we're going to be talking about the live letter from the producer that happened for Endwalker, pretty much going over the job changes for Final Fantasy XIV in the upcoming expansion Endwalker. So let's just jump into it. Let's go over the changes and everything we saw, what we're hyped for, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so like the very first thing is, if y'all haven't seen it already, I'm going to put a picture up here of the new Endwalker menu screen. It looks pretty. Yoshi P is always angry as well, apparently, in that live letter. And he was like, it did look like it, but like it wasn't supposed to be like that. But yeah, so
yeah, I'm tired. I'm always tired.
And so we have, we're gonna call out the roles, and the level cap, of course, is increased to 90. And
of course.
Then there's like new elements to like classes and whatnot. And mainly all these jobs are aligned with the 60-second or 120-second window for like openers and whatnot. So everything's pretty much changed to these 2 seconds. Not everything. Sadly, like things like Black Mage have 90 seconds still. But okay, let's go over the jobs.
Yeah, let's get into the specifics of the class. I mean, okay. I guess first we're starting off with the tank role.
We're going to take the tanks, the tankus. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So the tanks by themselves, they're let's see what's happened. They
so they got like adjustments towards like they're
using debuffs at optional times grant a greater benefit.
Yeah, so basically if you put a divine veil at the right time or something like that, or
I mean the way I saw it was, if you pop your defensive cooldowns, you would get like a reward for popping it at the correct time. Like if you had like Sheldtron or Blackest Night, kind of like Dark Knight Blackest Night is one of those ones where when you pop it and then they break it, you gain gauge for it that allows you to do more attacks. So I feel like maybe they're gonna just take that from Dark Knight and implement it in more of the other tanks as well.
I feel like I saw it differently. I saw it where like maybe like if you're in a raid or something like that, and there's like this cut scene to the next place or to the next part of the fight. You know what I mean? Like Titan, right? When Titan overloads, you would put like all the defensive buffs for the team, and then at that time there'd be those defensive buffs would be much better, and it'll probably prevent like tank LB3s or something like that. That's what I thought.
I don't know, but it's kind of up in the air what that actually means. But I'm assuming it's going to be more like how Dark Knight is. So if you use your cooldowns properly, they'll benefit you with your class. Like you might get more gauge, might get a damage increase or something like that. That's what I'm assuming. But it's kind of up in the air as to how that's going to work. Other adjustments were the range attacks no longer break your combo. So now if you have to like dodge an AoE, you can throw in, let's say, like a tomahawk or a shield lobe, and then get back in and continue your rotation, and it doesn't break your rotation.
That is so good.
Because
I realized that as a Dark Knight, I was like, oh man, I have to get away from the boss. I put unmanned, I'm like, god damn it, my Soul Eater.
Yeah. So you had to start your combo
all over again.
Yeah, it's a good change. It's a good quality of life change for tanks. So I'm happy about that. They said there were like some other adjustments between the the physical and magical attack formula?
So yeah, so the formulas are they're different. There's two different formulas. One for physical base attacks and one for magical base attacks, and they might look different, but they do the same damage, typical damage. I mean, the counter for the damage or the calculations doesn't look the same. So like magical will have like less of a number than physical, but they're doing the same amount of damage though. It's just because how the formula works. It's they're probably going to do something more with the mage and
yeah. I mean, with that being said, I mean they're changing how all the stats are being like compressed, so the damage numbers are going to be smaller, just because they don't want the damage numbers getting to like the millions, and you have all these big numbers. They're just compressing the numbers. You're not actually doing less damage. They're just like, we want less numbers on the screen. Like, we're going to go back to doing 500, 1,000 damage, and not be, oh man, I just did the 100k fail clip. Like, no, it's getting to the point where it's like kind of ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Well, yeah, getting to the more class specific stuff. Paladin,
that's yours, bro.
Now,
that's yours, bro.
yeah. I'm back to main and Paladin 100%. Paladin's Recreate would now do a even amount of damage regardless of what your MP is. Oh yeah, so I think it was like if your MP was full, which I mean that's the only time you would actually be doing Requisite in the rotation. Yeah. So I'm not really sure how this really benefits. I don't know.
I think it's because there's another there's a follow up to
Requisite. I'll get to that. Yeah. But yeah, they added a 3-attack combo after Confiteor, or I'm not even sure. Confiteor. I assume that's how you pronounce it.
Sounds right.
But yeah, after you do your magic rotation, pretty much, you now get another 3-hit combo where he just like rains down swords.
Bro, when I saw that, I was like, is this like Fate Stay Night? Where he's fucking like,
yeah, he's fucking Gilgamesh.
Yeah, Gilgamesh swords. Like, what the fuck are these swords coming from?
In the intervention, which like most of the gap closers, is gonna get an increase of 5 yams, which is great because it would make it 20 yams, so it would even up with like your shield lobs and your tomahawks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because that was always kind of an issue. You would try to like, while you're running, throw your shield lob out, walk those 5 yams, and then do your gap closer.
Yeah.
Like that's what most openers would consist of.
Yeah. It was weird.
I mean, also Paladin says, I guess their opener has also included Holy Spirits, but that's neither here or there. But yeah, that's Paladin changes. Dark Knight changes. You got Salted Earth that's now just gonna go directly under you, so no more Salted Earth macro.
Bro, thank you. That's so good. Like when I first heard that, I was like, oh my god, yes, this needs to be done.
Thank you, cool. I don't have to have the Salted Earth because I still have to use a Salted Earth macro because it's just so ridiculous to have to try to aim that while you're fighting, and like no, it's just just no.
Delirium is 60 seconds up.
Yeah.
And also it's a 3-stack as well. So Dark Knight.
Delirium is 3-stack?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, I said up to 3. I think that's what I meant. It's a 3-stack. It's I know that Delirium is there's stacks to Delirium. I don't know if it's 2 or 3, but because you can even see it in the trailer. I think that he used Delirium twice. It wasn't even 60 seconds. But anyways, like I think Dark Knight is really good with their Deliriums. But because that's pretty much their like their burst. I feel.
Mm.
So I feel like
They also gave them a new action for a single target defensive like shield.
I don't know
But I'm
what
like,
that
they already have
is.
Blackest Night, so I
That
don't know
might be
why.
different then, because it could. Yeah, I really want to know what that is.
It's all we know is just another shield that they can place on people for a defensive buff. But I also don't know because a lot of the tanks, so like Dark Knight has the AoE defensive buff for the party, but it only works on magical damage, which majority of AoEs that you get hit by in this game are magical anyways.
Right.
But I'm not sure if they're going to change that with the tanks, like make all of them magical, or just merge the stats together and be like, okay, well now it just reduces all damage whether it's magical or physical. That would be great, but I don't know.
I don't think they should do that, just because it'll ruin like the Dark Knight's identity. Because Dark Knight,
I mean that's the problem with trying to keep all the classes balanced and fair, and like, oh, everybody has the same kind of utility so that classes don't get, shunned out of raids. But these people are going to do that regardless. Like, there's always going to be a meta.
Yeah, there
so
is.
It doesn't really matter. It's like you balance it or you don't balance it. There's going to be a meta regardless.
I mean, I feel like they should like each. Yeah, whatever. Let's keep going. I had a comment. But this is not a meta discussion.
yeah. Let's not get into meta talk because we'll be here for a minute. Okay, so then warrior changes. First thing we notice is that upheaval and onslaught no longer drain beast gauge, so it doesn't cost 20 beast gauge. So they actually can use their gap closers now.
That's fucking crazy.
So I mean, that's great. They added the damage up effect into their AoE rotation, so now they don't have to, go into their single target rotation and then go into the AoE rotation to keep their damage up. It now procs along with the AoE rotation. So I mean, that's good. It looks like Onslaught has a charge of 3 now.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Yeah, it gives them more mobility. I mean, I hope they do that for all the tanks. I hope that Warrior's not the only one getting that, because I think the other tanks gap closers are at 2 right now. So if they just give everybody 3, that's cool.
They're probably gonna give them 3.
And I think I've seen like a new attack after they did the fail cleave combo, which, by the way, the fail cleave combo, he was only able to get in 3. I don't know if that's a new change because of how they reset they adjusted all the timers to 60 seconds. I'm assuming that's why you can only get in 3 now. But who knows? I mean, it can still change. All the numbers are still up in the air. Who knows how it's actually going to play out when players actually getting their hands into it, and people might start melding just to get more speed so they can get more hits in their GCDs. But we'll see when that time comes. The last tank, we got Gunbreaker. I think they limited the hotbar a bit, because you have all these combos that lead into each other, but like all of them are like different buttons.
Yeah.
So I think
they blended
Claw and Wicked Talon will now swap for Gashing Fang on the hotbar, which just reduces just how many bars on your hotbar, which is great.
Well, I thought they merged them. I thought
I don't think they're gonna merge it completely, because at that point will be PvP.
Yeah.
But I think they're just trying to limit how many buttons you have on your bar to go into this combo string that you're going to be doing a lot.
Right.
Which is like less buttons to worry about, makes it a little bit easier to memorize the combo. But I mean, players that play this class, they probably didn't have any problem with it. But it's just, hey, it's going to make it a little bit easier for y'all. And then I think they increased their cartridge gauge to 3.
To 3
now.
cartridges, yeah.
and then of course their gap closer has been increased to 20 ohms. So I mean, all in all, a lot of the tanks didn't change very much. They added maybe a couple of new skills. They increased their gap closers to 20 ohms, and I mean, with Gunbreaker, they got that extra cartridge, so that's probably going to help them a lot because they'll give more options instead of just using those two. So that'll be really good for them. And Paladin with the new Ender for their casting rotation. But yeah, all the tanks seem, I mean, better. But we'll see how they play out with the stat changes and stuff, and see how that goes. But I'll leave the discussion of the melee DPS to you.
Okay. All right. So first off, for all melees, Feint will now reduce physical damage dealt and also reduce magic damage dealt. I don't think magic damage dealt was there before.
I don't remember.
I think
nobody ever used Feint.
Yeah. No one ever used Feint because it was only towards physical. That's what I remember. It was only towards physical.
Some people, but it wasn't used very often.
Right. It's like I'll probably only use it for like physical tank buster, but whatever.
Yeah. Tank buster.
The physical part is more potent. I think Feint will be now used more often just because it added physical damage dealt and reduced magic damage dealt. And I think the mages or the spellcaster will still have their stuff as well. So I think that'll be pretty good. And we already talked about the adjustments will be made between the range attacks won't break anyone combos.
Yeah. I mean, that's a melee thing as well as the tank thing. So now the melees can also, when they're avoiding AoEs, throw out the range attacks and not have to worry about breaking their combos, which is great. Because as Dragoon, I was like, never throw. No.
Now you have to use it. Now you have to use it.
I probably still wouldn't use it. I got enough jumps. I'm good. I still wouldn't use it.
All right. I mean, speaking of which, we can just drop into Dragoon. So their AOE continuation has been expanded.
They just got really a longer AOE rotation. It's like 4 buttons now. Like y'all can stop.
Yeah.
It's not that. I mean, unless AOE is going to be becoming more prevalent, I assume. But we'll have to see.
Could be because I saw like at least all of the, not all of them, but some of the melees have some new AOEs. Blood of the Dragon is now a trait, and so you no longer have to keep up Blood of the Dragon.
Rip Blood of Dragon. No longer get that cool dragon animation of me letting the dragon become part of me. Like no more of that.
Yep, it's always there now. So I'm assuming they did this so they can make it more simple and you don't really have to worry about resource management. Resource management is pretty much taken out of the game.
I mean,
only tanks have that.
It wasn't really a big deal, but it's fine.
Yeah. There's also new actions for the final weapon skill combo, which is like that combo like Fang over Fang over Fang.
Yeah, full thrust has a new animation after you've done the full 15 button combo. Yeah. Rotation, like the rotation, I understand the rotation for Dragon because I play the class, but I could say, it's a bit ridiculous how many buttons you have to press to do a full rotation for Drago.
There's also like Spine Dive have 2 charges now, and certain buffs have been changed to 60 seconds. Not a big deal.
It's 13 button.
13? Jeez.
Yeah, not including if you do your dives and throw in your Stoggles and stuff like that.
You also have like a new job, like you have a new job icon. Like they're like little scales at the end of your Life of the Dragon.
Wait, is there?
Yeah, there's 2. It's like 2 scales. Yeah, there's 2 scales.
Okay, I guess just to make it stand out a bit more.
Well, I don't think it's like with the spine dive, because I think spine dive just open up your eye. If I'm mistaken, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, spine shatter dive. They give you an extra charge for that as well.
Yeah, but I think it's something about the full thrust. Maybe I'm not too sure, but I digress. So now we're going over to monk. Monk. All right. I took a lot of notes of this because I played monk, and there's a lot of new things I saw. So, so one chakra unlock is in lower levels. So pretty much, this is going to be a chakra mainly type class. Now we're dealing with chakra. We're no longer. I mean, we still have grease lightning maybe, but
no, they took out grease lightning.
No. Like it's a trait though, right?
No, I think they removed grease lightning.
They remove it.
Just chakra, and now chakra is going to take the place of grease lightning. They're gonna lower the level requirement to unlock chakra, so you get it at lower levels.
Oh, okay. I was imagining that they kept. Okay, all right, whatever. Grease lightning's gone.
Grease lightning is gone.
No more fasty boys. But we got a new fasty boy, so that's fine. So now our PB combo, we're perfect balance. I usually call it peanut butter combo. The last thing it does give it sets you up for Masterful Blitz, which is a new skill. There's also three dots, or like three like chakra points, and at either end of them is like a yin and yang.
Yeah.
And so like it's it's pretty much like a dancer where you hit certain weapon skills and it'll give you a certain color, and depending on a certain color will change Masterful Blitz into some other skill. So you're going to be playing around with this, which I think is going to be cool because it make it busy again, make it interesting again.
I'm sure you're happy about it.
Yeah, boy. Okay. So peanut butter stacks. Sorry, PB perfect balance stack for 2 now. That's pretty good. Also, the cooldown of it is 40 seconds. True Strike and Twin Snakes has no directionals. So you're not.
I don't know if this means they're doing away with directionals completely, which I doubt it.
No,
because you still have.
You still have directionals for
you have, what's that skill called for melee? True North or something like that.
Yeah, True North. You still have.
Yeah, so I think you still have directionals, but it's not as many. So it's not as punishing.
It makes it makes sense because what I'm guessing is that True Strike and Twin Snakes is something you're going to be using often, and trying to hit those is going to be like.
I feel like it's more because they want to have people focus more on the mechanics of the fight rather than getting their positionals. I think in Savage, when you have a group that's like coordinated, it's easier for you to get your positionals, but in other content with randoms, it's almost impossible. Which is why in a lot of 24-man raids, people never play melee. They'll always play a range class, so they don't have to worry about positionals.
Right. But like the reason why I said what I said, that Twin Snakes and True Strike going to play a role into that chakra, the yin and yang chakra. It's just what you said. Is that it won't be too hard to play the class, right?
Right.
It's also there would be no shoulder tackle, but we get something else for a gap closer, and boy, it's instant transmission. I don't know what it is.
Son.
I don't know what. Look. It's Shinpu. It's what? No, Shinpo step.
Yeah.
Shinpo step. Like from Bleach, man. That shit. I'm gonna put a clip right here, right now. It's Shinpo step. Goddamn, moving fast. All right. But also, what I also noticed is that after you did a completion of PB, you get your form shift is like force shift is activated. Like after you did the blitz, and so I'm thinking that we won't have form shift anymore too. They took that out. Instead, it's just something you have to unlock yourself.
Right.
So I think Monk would be kind of interesting. It would be kind of interesting. I don't know how it will play for later, like or earlier expansions. It'd probably be okay, but
yeah, I mean that's kind of gonna be like the thing. Like, oh, how is this gonna feel at level 50?
Right.
You know, who knows? But I'm sure they thought about it and probably worked around that. But we'll see when we get our hands on it. But you know, let's give the other DPS some time to shine too.
I mean, there's a lot of notes for Monk because they had to remake it from the ground up.
They reworked it. It got overhauled a lot, and only a couple of classes got that overhaul. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah, we will get to that. So Sam, really, I don't have that much for Sam. I mean,
I never played Sam. Like I think Sam is still like 50.
Like I've seen some things that are like a lot different to it. So let me just read what I have now. Like effects granted by Jipu and Shifu is also applied into the AoE combo. So like I noticed that there was a AoE ice combo.
Yeah.
Right. And also new action in the vein of Light Jutsu and Gaishi. I didn't know what Gaishi was.
Tsubama Gaishi.
I don't know who's Sumo. Who's Sumo?
The only reason I know how that's pronounced is because of Lychee in Place Blue. But anyways.
Okay. I mean, so you don't know when I typed new action in the vein of Light Jutsu and Gaishi?
Yeah, Tsubama Gaishi.
Tsubama Gaishi. Like it just say new action after those, so they're gonna be new actions after those. And also what I noticed,
I mean, it just added new combos to the end of your rotations.
Right, and there's new things as well. Like from when I saw the job action, like there's a point where he did something twice.
He did third eye.
Yeah, he did third eye, but he did his AoE mudra, not mudra, but AoE like little 10 slashes in a line in a cone in front of him, and he did that twice. Same thing for his.
I know that is part of Samurai's rotation. They have a skill that they can proc that allows them to do whatever move they cast twice. So if they go into their Makio Shisui, if they do that, it'll wait. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Whatever the charge move is, where they put their sword back in their sheath and then they throw it out and do the little slashes. They can do that twice.
Yeah, he can do that twice, and I feel like they're timed because there's like a little a spark in there. So I want to say they have to time it right, and they can't just spam
the only
it.
other thing I saw that was different that I noticed was when they used third eye and they got attacked, they got gauge back. I don't know if that was new.
Yeah. Third. I think they reworked third eye because I think third eye just made you have.
It was like a little defensive shield.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't play enough Samurai to know for sure, but
Ninja.
That's Samurai.
Ninja now. Ninja now. Like Ninja's fucking. If anybody watched Naruto, this is pretty much Ninja. So actions to Raiton, Doton, and Huton will be added after you use those skills, right? So that's kind of pretty obvious from the trailer. Actions making it easier to apply Huton will be added, which is something I think ninjas really needed, right? There's no dot now, the Shadow Fang. I feel like it need to be getting rid of anyways. We don't like. I don't think ninjas need it. I really don't think they need it.
Yeah.
And also, Bushin have a follow-up action.
Yeah.
And just one quick thing is that, they have Chidori. They
gave them electric gap closer as well as Chidori, which looks sick.
It does. It was really fast too, to a point like, oh fuck, that's great. Now, the new Reaper class. Reaper. I don't know how the symbol, not the symbol, but I don't know how the spelling would work for that. Like, is it RPR or some shit like that, or RPE?
Oh, you mean if they wanted to shorten it?
Yeah, if they want to shorten it. I feel like it's RPR, but I digress. So it uses a scythe to attack in tandem with their avatar. Their avatar is like pretty much the spirit behind them, and it can serve as the and they can serve as the avatar vessel to unleash more powerful attacks. And this is their possession moves, and not only it give them more attacks, but it change the way they look as well. I think it's pretty cool. It grant enhancement to the party. I know that for sure because they popped when I saw the trailer. It looked like they popped a brotherhood, and like little orbs, black orbs, came from their allies to them, which was really. I thought that was really good. I feel like that's a combo, but for the combo would be Monk and Reaper. I feel.
Yeah, it looks like more like they're benefiting off the party members versus the party members benefiting off them. But we don't know all the ins and outs. There might be something in there that might help with the team compositions and stuff like that. But if it does help them though. It's a passive thing. Like they don't have to attack anyone. It just happens, right? Yeah. So there's that. They have a soul gauge and a shroud gauge. Their shroud gauge is really their possession vessel. So once it hit to 50, then the avatar will possess your body and whatnot, right? But I really don't know too much about the gauges because it looks really. There's a lot of things to it. I feel. Yeah, I mean it's new, so it's hard to really say what is what.
Right. Then it has energy. It has synergy. I talked about that, and I also have a debuff as well, which I think is crazy. Like it have all these things. And they also have a gap closer, which makes a rift to go to one place to another. I'm not too sure how that would work, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it's just like a teleport back and forth.
Yeah, that's your cousin.
I'm not sure if they gave them if it's going to be like a charge or if it's going to be like Red Mage where you have like a jump back and then like a move that puts you forward. I'm not sure if it's going to be like that or if it's going to be like, oh, you have to turn around but in the action trailer, like, it didn't look like they turned around at all. Like they just teleported back and then they teleported forward.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a which other class had like Aether manipulation, but you can place it.
I don't know. It's hard to really say. I think it just might be a combo movement skill where you can just. Okay, so they started off, they moved forward, right? And then later on, they teleported back and then moved forward back to the spot they teleported from?
Yeah, so, like, even Yoshi P, played around with it in the live letter. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
Like, he was running around in circles and whatnot. He teleported to the enemy without placing anything down, right? Teleported to the enemy. And I think it put a portal where he was, and so he can run around or whatnot, right? And think of it as like Aether manipulations, whatever you went. Oh no, it's like the lane lines. You can teleport back to your lane lines. It's like kind of like that, and you get teleported back to wherever you were beforehand. And then I guess if you wanted to, you can teleport back where you teleported to. So it's like weird. But yeah, that's all the melees. I'm pretty happy with the melees. I want to see what's going to happen. And I feel as Reaper, like everyone going to be Reaper.
Everyone's going to jump on Reaper.
And 100%. I'm afraid. I'm afraid because I'm a monk, and so if the duty fighter get fucked up, I won't be pissed.
It won't be that bad because they made the other new class super cool too, and everybody's probably gonna jump on that as well. So,
that one and all the scholars.
Yeah, but I think scholars. What?
No,
Wait, what?
so no. Sorry, what I meant was that people are gonna jump on Sage, and also Scholars going to jump on stage. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, scholars, yeah.
All
right. Next is the physical range DPS, which I guess you know what? Now I'll let you have this one.
What do you mean? No, don't do. No, go do this. Shit.
Whatever. Physical range DPS. All right. I don't play many of these. It probably would be better if Des was in here to discuss it, but whatever. Starting with boss. Each of their songs now apply a party-wide enhancement. So the 3 songs that they cycle through is going to buff the party in some way. They got new arrow actions for more damage. New expansion. You get more levels. Of course, they're going to give you more attacks to use.
Right.
Wanderer's Minuet and Battle Voice have been adjusted to a 2-minute timer. So that's about it. Boom bar. There you go. Yeah. All right. Next, Machinists. Machinists, they got a couple of new attacks. They had one attack where they pulled out a shotgun. I assume that's going to be AoE. I'm not sure.
That's AoE.
But it doesn't look like it's part of the rotation. It just seemed like just another skill, kind of off the. But Machinists never really had a rotation, so it's hard to. They have a quote unquote rotation, but it's not like other classes. But they have a new chainsaw action where they shoot out some chainsaws.
That's crazy.
It looks kind of crazy. I hope it puts a debuff on the enemy.
Shit.
Sadly, they still have flamethrower.
I'm hoping hopefully flamethrower will be a combo to something because I'm not too sure what they do to flame. I don't know what to do with flamethrower.
I say they just make it a dot and you put it on once and then you move on. That's what I hope they do. But I don't think there's going to be any changes to it. They didn't say anything about any changes to it. But yeah, Reassemble now has 2 charges, right. So you can now use it for your anchor and your drill. Because it was I pretty much had to choose one or the other, or time your moves to coincide with the reassemble. But now you have 2 charges, so you can do it for anchor and then you can do it for the drill.
Yeah,
and it just seems like a better adjustment.
Yeah, even then, I'm pretty sure people will still use it for drill, because drill just do so much damage.
Yeah, we'll see how it lines up with the.
They also have a new drill skill as well. I saw in the trailer.
Was it a new drill skill, or was that the queen? I think that was the queen.
No. It was little mini drills, I think.
I wasn't paying too much attention to it, but okay. I know the queen has a new action.
Yeah.
That they showed at the end of their trailer.
It didn't look the same though.
That's all I saw. There's not much I feel like that's changed. It's not one of those classes that's getting a big overhaul. It's just we added a couple of things, gave you another charge. Hey, it's gonna be more machinists. That's pretty much what it is.
Right.
Next is Dancer. Weapon skill effects such as Flourishing Cascade will now be shared across single target and AoE skills. I don't play dancer. I literally didn't even unlock this class. I think it's like the only class I did not unlock because there's no way in hell I'm gonna be dancing at all.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what that is. Like honestly, probably this expansion I'll probably be playing more of all these other classes now. But yeah, but Shadowbringers I hadn't played this class.
New actions will be available upon execution of technical finish. Again, I don't really know technical finish. Improvision and devilment.
Yeah, so those are the those are like the buffs.
The steps?
Yeah, those are like the end of the steps. Like
okay.
that buffs the party pretty much.
Okay. So upon, I guess, doing certain buffs, it'll be like another action at the end of it. Okay.
Right.
Dances pretty much have been kept largely the same, and procs between single and AoE targets will be made simpler. But yeah, for dances themselves, the spirit is guaranteed to build. I don't know what E-Spirit is. Again, some of these classes I don't play.
Yeah.
There's been some changes. They added some shit. None of these changes feel like anything that's gonna change how you play Dancer. Like it's just gonna be more Dancer.
Right.
We've added a couple of things, a little slice of life changes. So you people who play Dancer, hey, it's better. It's more Dancer. All right. All right. And that's it for the physical range DPS. Now we go on to the magical range DPS. I guess you'll be talking about this one.
I mean, we can do this together.
I'll finish off with healer, and you can talk about magical range DPS. So we're already at 40 minutes.
All right.
So let's try to get through this.
Yeah. All right. So real quickly, Black Mage. Enochian will be a trait when under the effect of Astral Fire or Umbral Ice. So that's a big new change. You don't have to worry about upkeep anymore, right?
Enochian is now a trait, yeah.
Under certain conditions, swapping fire and ice will make up a new action, and it showed this in the action trailer.
Yeah, it's like a combination of fire and ice. It looked cool.
Yeah, it's like more like and there's like more AOE rotations. Like they changed freeze as well. I'm pretty sure they're going to get like a Blizzard 4 and Fire 4. I think Blizzard 5, Fire 5.
Are they on 5? God damn.
Yeah, and they get another charge. Fuck. I don't know what's a charge. Like what stack they get, but they get another charge. Yeah.
For sharp cast.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, sharp cast got an additional charge.
There's that, and that's pretty much Black Mage. Black Mage, I've never really played Black Mage, but it looked kind of the same. So it might be different for somebody else. But,
I mean, yeah, it's more fires, more thunders, more ice. More Black Mage, and just like Dragoon, there's less upkeep with the Enochian now that it's a trait. So it's like it's going to be a little bit easier to keep up with your rotation.
Okay, Red Mage. Red Mage have a new action after Scorch. Ver Flare, Ver Hurley, everything Ver is pretty much changed to AoE's rotation. So all the Vers and the Scorch.
I don't think it's all Vers. I think it's just
no.
Ver
Okay,
Hurley and
hold on. All the Vers that are AoEs. That's what I meant. Like Ver Holy, Ver Flare, right? Those are
they weren't AoEs before. They were just single targets.
Yeah.
Ver Flare, Ver Hurley, and Scourge have now been changed to AoE so that you can use them in AoE rotations and hit everything.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
But you were just like all the Vers have been changed to
No,
AoE.
I said all the Vers that are AoEs.
Okay, yeah. But they weren't AoEs before.
The Ver Holy and Ver Flare, weren't they?
They were not. They were single target. Yes.
Bullshit. Okay.
But anyways,
all right. Defensive party-wide abilities will be added, and Embolden is changed to 120 seconds. That's pretty
Okay, so
much
they
it.
gave them a defensive cooldown called Magic Barrier, so they have some utility for the party now. Great. I
They
mean,
had
they were
emboldened. That was
already.
utility.
I mean, they were already resin people like crazy. It's all the utility we needed, but okay. Oh yeah,
Emboldened
and
as
they have
well.
the right, yeah, the attack buff.
Yeah, emboldened.
Potion.
And
Yeah,
I
right.
think, yeah. So now Summoner, it's a new job, so we don't really know more about it. There's no more dots. Uh, it can summon jewel. It can now summon jewel eggies and not like the actual like fire eggies and all that. So you have Garuda, I guess it's Emerald, Ifrit, Topaz, and you have Ifrit, which is Ruby, and then Titan, which is like Topaz. Like they would no longer be like they pretty much primals, but
Yeah,
not
you pretty much
primals.
just summon the primals of Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan,
Yeah,
and it will give you the elemental properties of whichever one is out at the time.
yeah, that you're
So now
attacking.
Summoner is an actual summoner. They can actually summon. It's not just little baby eggies. We summon in Bahamut, Ifrit, Garuda, Titan, and Phoenix. It's fucking amazing. It's
Yeah,
badass.
yeah, no, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like Summoner is super amazing. I was just trying to get this done, but you can also still summon. You only have like one summon now, which is the Carbuncle, and that's pretty much it for
Yeah.
magical range. Go ahead, healers.
All right, healers. We have White Mage, which is pretty much your pure
Uh,
healers, but they have their regions.
hold on. You
Hmm?
forgot the like for all healers, they get like they have single target buffs. They get reduced cast time for offensive spells, which I think is good.
Oh,
And
right,
then
that's true.
limit break is expanded to 15 meters now, so now you can cover a whole entire area and not get raised, which was annoying.
Yeah, yeah. So no more. Oh, good job on that raise. I'm still over here dead type situations in 24 mans.
Right.
White Mage. It says. Oh wait. Right Mage is our regen healer.
Pure healers.
Yeah, sorry, our pure healer. They add a restorative field action, so they in the trailer you see them. They throw out like this little lily bubble that goes on the field, and it just pulsates healing AOE's for the party. So it's like they get a little buddy to help them heal. It's like, oh well, I don't know. I don't know how powerful that is. If it's gonna have regenerative effects to it or not, or if
It's
it's just gonna be a flat heal.
it's probably going to really just be the what you call it, the it's going to be a regen heal. It's similar to the Astrologian star because it blows up at the end and heals.
I mean, it pulsates twice in that job action trailer.
Oh yeah, you're right, it did. I think so.
So I'm not sure.
But I know it blew up in the end.
Yeah, yeah, it disappeared in the end, so it didn't stay on the field forever.
No, what I mean when I mean blow up, I mean like blow up and heal like
No,
Astro's ability.
Yeah. They added a new tier of holy, so now you got a bigger holy. I don't know how efficient that's going to be. If this is going to just you're no longer doing holy, you're now going to be doing this new move, or it's going to be an extension of holy. I'm not really sure, but there's a new tier of holy now. Sadly, they removed fluid aura. I'm so sad to see
Shut
it
up.
go.
All right,
It was
continue.
like one of the best
Shut
skills
up.
for white mage.
Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Stop.
And divine medicine has an additional charge.
What you need?
Yeah, white mage looks like more white mage. Astrologian is going to be changed to be more of a pure healer, kind of like white mage. I think they're going to be more focused on regens. I think they're still going to have their neutral sec, which is going to allow them to plant barriers as well. And they might have, like, they still have their traits or their other skills that give them the opposite. So you had certain skills that would put on regen, and then other skills that would put on barriers. So they still have barriers that they can put on, but I think the secs are going to be removed, and they would just be a regen healer.
Yes.
Which, if you played Astrologian, which I've played Astrologian, they don't feel right as a shield healer. It feels like
Yeah.
the class was meant to be a regen healer. So now they're just going full force into that. I think all of the healers are now getting a stronger AoE rotation because white mages were just running there throwing holy after holy after holy, and they would just like devastate ads. So I think they're giving that to all of the healers, so that they're not overshadowed by the white mage and their holy actions. Divination has been changed in the seals used for new enhancements applied to self. It looked like they gave you 2 spots for your cards, so you have your normal cards, and then you have your crown cards.
Yeah.
Are going to be separate. So that's cool that I can just hold on to it. And it looks like when you use the crown cards, it's just a flat AoE buff to the party. It looked like it just gave a buff to the party instead of you placing it on one person. So it seems that the crowns are just an AoE buff to the party, and the regular cards you still have to pick and choose who they go on to. The divination has been changed, and the seals used for the new enhancements will be applied to self. So now divination doesn't buff the party; it just buffs you, which is kind of like I don't know if I like that change, because I mean that was the whole point of me trying to put out the cards so I can get to divination so I can buff the party's damage. But if it only affects yourself, it just increases my damage. I don't know.
Oh wait, hold on. I thought how I read it is that you can put a card on yourself and that counts. Because I think it didn't count before. That's what I thought.
Oh, is that what the seals used?
I don't know.
For the new enhancement applied to self. I'm not sure, but they've changed it, so yeah, we'll have to see exactly what they mean with their stuff. And
yeah, they changed it. Okay.
Yeah, redraw would no longer be a charge action, but every time you draw, you can only use it once. Okay.
You gain mana from it too.
I mean, you've always gained mana from when you draw.
Oh, wait, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
You pretty much should never have to use Lucid Dreaming as an astrologian, because as long as you're drawing cards, you get 800 mana back every time. So, but yeah, that's astrologian. Scholar, they didn't change Scholar. It's the same.
Yeah.
Scholar.
Yeah. Sorry, Scholars.
They're a barrier healer. You still have Pet. They have a new action which increases the party's movement speed. That might be useful. In the trailer, you couldn't really tell what the hell happened. Like, they placed an AoE, they did some move, and then the Lalafell just walked out of the AoE. And I'm like, oh, but man, Scholar's new gap closer. Oh, bro.
Like, the thing is that, like, that speed, it's like, it's not gonna last forever. It's very limited, like maybe like 10 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the range of it. If the party is together, and how useful it will be, like how useful is it to increase the whole party's movement speed to evade, attack? If you can do it normally, like, I hope it doesn't become a point where you have to have a scholar in the party to use this buff to avoid certain mechanics.
But like running is way better though.
Yeah, I mean you could just sprint, which, but I mean they gave you a move that increases everybody's movement speed, so that's cool. Yeah, the buff is not continuous or permanent. It's something you'll have to recast. It will not overlap with sprint. So I assume that it's kind of like what Payon or Padion or whatever, but you can use it in combat.
Or Peloton.
Yeah, Peloton, but you can use it in combat. And I'm not sure if it's going to be as fast as sprint. So I don't know. We'll have to see. And they will be powerful. There will be powerful enhancements that will be targeted to single party members. I don't know what they mean by that. I mean, enhancements as of offensive, defensive, don't know.
I mean,
but yeah, Scholar is pretty much unchanged.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
like next expansion, you need a rework.
Yeah. Sure. People are really hoping for the changes to Scholar, and they didn't do anything.
Like even Shadowbringer is just really bad. Okay, Sage.
All right, Sage, the new healer that everybody's talking about, the last class. Here we are, Sage. Sage is ridiculous, right? I'm pretty sure anybody who probably plays healer is probably gonna level Sage to try it out. It's possesses all actions essential for barrier healing, able to attack enemies and heal designated party members simultaneously. So they put it's like Dancer, where you select your partner. So you put this buff on primarily the main tank, and then while you're attacking, you're also healing your partner, hopefully who you chose to be the main tank. So you can DPS and heal at the same time. And like, that's ridiculous. And then like just throw a barrier here and there and just DPS. Like,
but Astrologian is like that with Synergy.
Yeah, but Synergy has a really long cooldown, and Synergy doesn't proc off of DPS. It procs off of heals. And it's only relative to you and whoever you placed it on. So this one, it's permanent, one thing. And
it is permanent, isn't it? That's actually crazy.
It's a permanent thing that's just, you just put on the main tank, and then while you're DPSing, your attacks are healing the main tank.
Alright, yeah, that's broken. That's broken, yeah.
It draws upon unique resources for healing and enhancing an attack magic. As you attack, your designated partner is healed simultaneously, like I said. When you hit an enemy, there's a chance to inflict a dot. What?
Yeah. I saw that too. It's broken.
It looks like they have instant barriers. They have a gap closer where they have freaking Gundam wings. My goodness.
Yeah.
And there's so much stuff, so many new skills. It's hard to really
sound like Iron Man
grasp everything. I can't really say all the things, because it's like we don't really know. Even in the live letter, they showed off some stuff, but a lot of stuff is in Japanese, which I can't read. So I couldn't really tell what exactly was happening with a lot of the heals. But it's just like, got a bunch of heals, bunch of shields, DPS, Gundam, cool sound effects. They literally have a hype beam. And like when they like charge a blast, like a command. I am all about this class. So I mean, that's Sage. That's pretty much all the class changes.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I mean, there's a couple of other things that they went over.
There's a lot of things they went over, but I guess we're not going to go
belt removal, but we're not going to get into all of that. But as far as the class changes, that's pretty much it. Is there anything else you want to add to it?
See, I wish they talked more about crafting, but you know.
What?
I guess not. No. What? I'm serious, dude.
They're gonna talk about crafting in their next live letter. They said crafting, PvP, and gathering. So whatever.
And also, I think a really big thing here: teleportation fees are adjusted, and they are fucking expensive.
Yeah, they trying to take your money with these teleports.
Yeah. If you want to go to the moon, you gotta pay.
For another day. That's a rant for another day, but you know.
All right. Well, thank you for watching the first part of our podcast, right?
Yeah. This is part 1. If you want to watch part 2, we're gonna go over some other things, but you'll have to see what we talk about in part 2.
Yep. So go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment of what you liked in this job action trailer and who you're waiting to main. It's probably going to be a lot of Reapers, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, a lot of Reapers, a lot of Sages. I'm going Paladin.
All right, you guys take care. Bye.